You know, I had this teacher once, and she always said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And Christ, was she annoying. But man, was she right. Welcome to the channel Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I help new managers become better leaders, and I do that with no nonsense sense, if that makes any sense. So if there is one big, ginormous gap at work or in the workplace, it's accountability. Like, honest. The single easiest way to increase performance, productivity, all the things at work is accountability. Yet it's funny that people think that accountability is like this horrible, negative thing. It's not. And the best leaders know that they need to hold their team accountable, but they also know that they need to make sure they are accountable. So now I know you're asking, Mike, how do I increase accountability? Got your answer in 4 takeaways. But before I get into that, let me ask you something. Did you subscribe yet? If you did, fantastic. But let me also ask you, whether you like this video or not, hit the like button. It really goes a far way in helping out the channel so we get better leaders leading. So the first thing I'm going to tell you need to do is, as a fantastic leader that I know you are taking responsibility for the decisions you've made. What does that mean? That means when you've decided to put so-and-so on a project, that was your responsibility. When you decided to hire so-and-so, your responsibility. When you decided to promote so-and-so, again, your responsibility. So as leaders, when we take responsibility for these decisions, we are looking at what worked and, more importantly, what didn't work. Try to see if you can see a pattern in your decision making. In my opinion, it takes a while for a person to get comfortable making decisions. For me, I've said in previous videos, big decisions I make in a snap. Now, some of you are going to laugh and say, oh yeah, really? You trust your gut on this? I do. I trust my gut on the biggest decisions that I make in life. Small decisions, I mean, I can spend some time trying to figure it out. But the big important ones, I make in a snap. And I find that the more you make decisions and the bigger decisions you make, the easier it is for you to look at them and break down what went well and why, what didn't go well and why. And when you do this over and over and over again, you start to see patterns in how you make decisions. And from these patterns, you can make little tweaks and figure out your way of making a decision. If you have issues making a decision or you're a little bit hesitant, I'm going to put a free PDF for you to download. It's just a little checklist of what you need to consider when making big decisions. Next, great managers hold themselves accountable by communicating effectively. And, if I might say more importantly, clearly. Whether that be to your staff, to your peers, to your superiors. If you are not communicating clearly and effectively, how can anybody else be accountable for what they don't know you're asking for? So you need to hold yourself accountable to make sure that you are giving as much detailed, clear information as possible so that the task gets done correctly, the way you want, in the time frame you want. Again, we just need to slow down, sometimes more listening than talking, but we need to make sure that what we're asking of people is clear. And if somebody makes a mistake or doesn't understand, whose fault do you think that is? You got it. It's yours. And again, this isn't a bad thing. This is us holding ourselves accountable. So even if somebody doesn't get it, we need to make sure they do. Next, the best leaders who can hold people, teams accountable, they say we, not I. Now this may seem like elementary, like yeah, of course, we're in this together. Believe it. You need to buy into it. This is your team. There is never going to be an I when things are working in a positive direction. When things screw up, that's when I comes out. I made a bad decision. I made a call that wasn't correct. I did this that didn't work out. I will hold myself accountable. But we as a team, we did this. I'm going to be holding them accountable for these positive outcomes. People will work extra hard when they know they are part of a team and they buy into it. You can't fluff this up. You can't fake it. People know when they are part of a genuine team. And when that happens and they don't deliver, you don't have to hold them accountable because they will beat themselves up for letting you down. I know this firsthand because I had a manager at this one restaurant and I really looked up to him. I thought of him as a mentor. And one day I shit the bed. It didn't work out the way things were supposed to work out. And he was ticked. But he didn't have to be because I was more ticked that I put him in a position to where we had to have a discussion. So like I said, use we. Lean on the team. When you build the honest team, people hold themselves accountable more than you ever could. The next thing that great leaders do in order to hold themselves and their teams accountable is that they take problems and they create solutions. Listen, accountability is not a negative thing. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this is not something where like, I'm going to be penalized if I don't get this done. No, we're going to win if we get this done. Oh, there was a problem. Okay, let's figure this out together. Let's find the solution. And when you find the solution and you find it with your team, they hold themselves to a higher standard because they were part of the solution. They hold themselves accountable. Again, more than you can ever do. So I guess, to make the most accountable team is to make a team. Be part of the team. Lead the team. Step up to the plate. Hold yourself more accountable than anybody else. That's it for this rant. Get your coffee. We're going to have some fun in this next video. Ciao.